Fine. Hey.
What's going on YouTube? It's your girl Monique Nicole, and I am back with another video. Today, I'm doing it a little bit differently. I got some friends joining me today. Everybody say hi to the camera. We will be discussing season 4. We will be discussing season 4 of Insecure. Insecure has always been a show that curates a lot of conversation, debates amongst a group of friends. And I thought it'd be a great idea for me to bring along some of my friends that I know have been day ones of the show. And yeah, we're gonna get some chit chat going on with the TV show. So my first question: what are y'all's overall thoughts and opinions of the season thus far? Like it, don't like it, favorite, least favorite? You know, how do you guys just feel overall of the season thus far?
Okay. Well, overall, I would say I do like the season just overall because I love Insecure. My classic favorite season would be like season 1. It just is what it is. But I feel like you know, I like the storyline where it's going and things like that. I'm excited for more. I still wish the episodes were longer. Always.
Facts.
Always gonna wish the episodes were longer, but overall, I love Insecure. So
nice. Well, let me pause you right quick. I am so rude. I did not introduce my guests today. Everybody, please introduce yourself. Just your name. This is not like in high school. You gotta like stand up, give a whole 2 sentences.
Elizabeth.
Hi. My name is Elizabeth Ethiopia, and I live in Atlanta, Georgia. And yeah.
Hi guys, I'm Zenobia.
Cool.
Checking in from Atlanta as well.
Woo woo.
Yes.
And I'm Dammy, also in Atlanta.
Thank you. So, who's next? Opinions of the season thus far, likes or dislikes?
Okay, I'll go. So, I am Insecure fan #1. I watch shows in my pastime, like just over and over again. So I feel like in Insecure seasons, like rankings, it's starting off to be like a good season, especially with last week's episode. And what I like so far is that you're seeing deeper parts of people, I guess you would say. Like kind of like even like two episodes ago, like with the Thanksgiving episode. I like how her and her brother like had that little moment, or like, you know, her brother and mommy got some little bit more backstory, or even just focusing more on Molly this season, because they usually don't focus on Molly and her relationships, or really Lawrence and his relationships. So I thought I like it so far. It's showing more people than Issa, you know, so I like it.
Yeah. It's going in depth for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely going in depth. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. I like the steady progression of the show. I mean, of course, the music has always been top notch. I mean, it's like every time you're watching it, you gotta Shazam it and, you know, build a playlist because, you know, the music is banging.
Yeah.
I also like the fact that they're exploring Kelly's character, played by Natasha Rothwell. I like, you know, they're exploring, you know, how she, because I feel like she steals the scene every time she's on the show. She's hilarious, and, you know, I would love to, you know, get more out of her in maybe future episodes or seasons to see her relationships. Because, you know, while I feel like, you know, she's the comic relief of the show, I still feel like we can see, you know, just some more depth. But overall, yeah, I love the show. I love the arc of Lawrence from season 1 up until now, with you know, Condola and everything. I think that's cool. Yeah, show's cool, man.
No, that's a good point you bring up about Kelly. I saw a lot of people on Twitter talking about that, and I felt the same way too. Like, I love that she's the comedic relief, but I do want them to kind of, you know, give her shine as far as like maybe going in more depth with her character as well. So hopefully we'll see that, you know, in the upcoming season or later on this season. So to my next question, which is a lot. What do you guys think about the Condola, Issa, and Lawrence situation? That's a lot to unpack. So we just gonna start with that one. It's a lot.
Ooh. Okay. So I feel like with the Condola situation, the way Issa has handled it at really much the whole. I think that she's handled it really, really well, right? Because I feel like on the show, Issa was just so focused on like her relationships that she wasn't even really taking like the business part of her life seriously, right? And so she was letting that kind of like, it was just really like, I'm dealing with this dude, I'm dealing with, you know, my relationships with my family, just whatever she was dealing with. But I feel like now she's more on the fact of like, I mean, whatever Lawrence got going on is whatever they got going on. It's, I mean, it may hurt, but like, this is way more important to me. And like achieving my goals is way more important to me than, you know,
I think it.
Yeah, than me running after her, basically. So I like that.
What happened to him?
Oh, he said he can't. He said, "Hold on, can't hear anybody." What happened?
Darn.
You have to do some cutting and pasting.
But no, Liz, you bring up a good point because I thought this is the first time that, and see, I'm about to tie this in a little bit with Molly.
Yeah,
this is the first time that Issa's actually taking her shit seriously, right?
Right.
Correct. Everything we've seen thus far is mainly like you said, with the dude. So it's like for the first time she's like committing, you know what I mean, putting effort and work into something else.
And just not letting like the bullshit, like, you know, take her away from like really what's important. It's like eventually, if you guys are not going to be together, he's gonna be together with somebody, you know. So I mean, that's just life. So
let him back in.
Like you just have to go ahead and focus on like getting yourself together. Oh damn, he's here. Okay, yeah, but you just have to focus on getting yourself together, you know. So
right.
So I think like she handled it really well. I feel like any sort of like even when Molly was telling her that she's messy, is like like being so concerned and wrapped up with some old situation is messy. So honey, you're upside down.
I'm upside down?
Yeah. Like or whatever. Keep your iPad around.
I'm right side up on mine.
Well, flip yourself.
I have to flip it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you
go.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to hold it. All right, cool.
That was good.
I don't know
what do you think, Zenobia?
The question was the Issa, Lawrence, and Condola.
It's a loaded question, but I guess just like what are your thoughts on the Condola, Lawrence, and Issa situation?
I mean, overall, I agree with what Liz was saying. Like, I just feel like Issa is a lot more focused on, you know, her work and her craft at the moment than she is on a man in general. Because I don't feel like outside of the TSA guy, who have we really seen Issa with on like a romantic level this entire season, and we probably only have like 3 or 4 more episodes.
Right.
So, but I mean, to touch on Liz's point, when you break up with someone, they're going to like eventually it's going to be a new relationship.
Right.
It's a weird dynamic that it's someone that Issa works so closely with, but I feel like there are awkward moments, and you know how her and Condola interact with one another, but I feel like she's handling it well.
She is. She definitely is. I'm gonna be honest. That's one of my fears.
What?
With dating and living in Atlanta, because how small Atlanta is, that is one of my fears, is that someone that I know I'm cool with or whatever.
I've been in that situation.
Dating my ex.
Yeah, no, I've been in that situation. The girl, that's a whole nother sidebar, but I've been in that situation. So it's not to that degree, because I feel like Issa and Lawrence, they have a lot of history together. So I feel like
a 5-year relationship.
But it happens. Like it's just
it happens.
What it is.
It happens.
And that, you know, after a certain point, I mean, it is a significant amount of time, right? It's like 5 years. So like I think about like what if like because I thought about it like in my own sense. I was like, if me and Dami broke up, God forbid. You know?
God forbid.
But like seriously, like how would I feel like being in a close situation? Maybe in like a year.
I think you should plug into that they're in a relationship.
Hey, listen, Tammy, they're together. Okay.
This is FYI.
FYI.
Excellent.
Just FYI.
Some years. Yeah. But I just think about like
God, it's been that long.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But I just feel like how would I feel like if that situation like kind of ended, you know, like how I feel. But I mean, if you're like on your grind of like I need to get my business life together because they're probably in their, I think they're like 30 or 31 or whatever. Mm-hmm. So that's what you're focusing on. So it is what it is.
For sure. I think we all can agree. Issa really handled that situation very well.
Yeah.
Like, I was really surprised. Now Molly, I know if it was Molly, not so much. But
yeah.
What do you think, Danny?
I'm sorry, I missed the question.
Oh, sorry.
Pop back in.
Overall, what are your thoughts on the Condola, Issa, and Lawrence situation? I know it's a loaded question.
Oh man,
dive in a little bit more, but
yeah. Now I feel like Issa of old, like you know, maybe season 1 or season 2, that probably would not have flown.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's a sticky situation, you know, just in general. You know what I'm saying? Like when you find out that somebody that you're working with and you know you're trying to build like a relationship or friendship or whatever, and then they're dating your ex, you know, that's not the ideal, you know, situation you want to be in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But the way that she did ended up, you know, handling it was the best way that she could. She may have like, you know, overdoing it or whatever, but I mean, she really tried, and I think it's just more so the way that Lawrence has handled it because he's probably not one of his old skeletons to come out the closet because there's just this weird triangle that's going on. I mean, I think either way it goes, even though Issa's handling it the best way that she can, like being friends with your ex's boyfriend or girlfriend, however way it goes, is always going to be a weird situation, and no matter what, it's just tough to navigate that.
Yeah. So with that, I have a question. I forget what this is from episode, I think 2 or 3. It was a hot topic on Twitter, right? So it was the scene when Lawrence went over to Issa's house to tell her basically, hey, to tell her, you know, hey, I kind of don't want you mentioning my name and stuff to Condola when y'all hang out. It was a lot of controversy on Twitter. For me, I actually felt like he did a good job at handling it. For me, I'm old school. Nothing beats face-to-face conversations. And I felt like he handled it in a real, like, smooth, calm, you know, kind of way. What do y'all think about that scene?
I'm trying to remember that scene.
So he came up to her car, or no, like she was
her house, and they met outside,
and was like, he was like, "Oh, you guys," what did he say? I can't remember what he said specifically, but I don't know. I feel like that's kind of like
okay. So okay, let me just bring it back. So let me bring it back. This is a scene when Condola and Issa were out, right? And they sparked a joke about Lawrence eating his French fries with mayonnaise.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Very simple. They didn't go on a tangent about Lawrence digging up dirt. It was just that quick little thing. When Condola went on a date with Lawrence, she brought it up just real casual, and he was like, "Oh wait, so y'all be talking about me?" In all fairness, you don't want your X to talk about you to your new person. Do you get what I'm saying? Because I could have called from that, you know, I was dating. So it's just kind of like, you don't want certain things to come out. So he didn't want Condola and Issa to, you know, be having banter and conversations about him. And he had, remember the scene, he even went to the boys, asking their opinion, like Derek.
Yeah.
And then he decided to, you know, go to Issa's house. They met up outside, and he was, I mean, he did it in a real, you know, polite way. He was just like, you know, I kind of want Condola to get to know me for herself, basically.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like when you're,
we lost him. Yeah, hopefully he'll.
Yeah. I think he said he keeps on losing audio when he talks. So he's gonna try on his computer.
Yeah, it's probably better on the computer.
Yeah. Oh, it is for sure.
Yeah, he's on his iPad. But
so I feel like when two acquaintances are talking, well, I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's natural for them to possibly bring him up. Like, I don't feel like it's nothing wrong with it. As long as we ain't dogging this nigga out or something, like, it wasn't nothing crazy.
But I think that's what he was trying to basically prevent. Like, he didn't want it to start the thing of, like, we're talking about Lawrence, and, you know, because stuff comes out. You know, even if you don't mean to, sometimes you're talking about something and you're like, ooh, I just said, you know what I mean? Like, one thing, if one thing slipped out, you know, it could maybe change Condola's perspective of him. I guess he was trying to protect the person that he was involved into.
Yeah, I feel like it's okay for him to say that, because if that's genuinely the message that he wanted to get across, like, hey, just don't have sidebar conversations about me, then that's cool. But I feel like Issa and Condola as individuals, I don't even feel like they would be like consistently taking part in conversation about Lawrence.
I don't think so.
Without him even having to say, like, don't bring my name up. Sir, it was one time.
Right.
Yeah.
That's my issue with it is that if you're not a trash person, there will not be anything trash to talk about. Like,
it's really not.
Anyone of my exes can talk about me. That's why I was great. I was so, like, I mean, my whole thing is, if you know you didn't do nothing wrong in the relationship, it's not like she's telling you. I feel like you only say that if you're fearful of, like, oh, don't let her know that I did this because I've changed. And it's like, if you were cool in the relationship, you'll be cool now. Okay, we laugh about you eating fries with mayonnaise. We'll probably laugh about how you clean the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's regular. Like, that's not,
to me, I'm trying to think from his perspective. I'm just trying to be open-minded here. I don't know. Maybe guys think girls chat and we talk. So I don't know if he's thinking that. Now, to a point that you made, Liz, no, Lawrence was not trash, but he's got a deep insecurity about the amount of time that he was unemployed, right? Not working. Right. We have to remember last season he was struggling a little bit, working at Best Buy, was trying to get his career. I think there are certain things that he just doesn't want to come out.
Right.
You know what I mean? We actually did see that in the Thanksgiving episode when he was at Condola's house with the friends. And I think that one of Condola's friends worked in the tech field and was like, oh, I heard your company is going through some changes. And I remember how Lawrence was like, oh, no, but I mean, my job's secure, you know, like he was, it's a security of his. So I don't know. I almost feel like he didn't want that type of stuff to come up.
Yeah, I can take that. That makes sense. I can see that. Yeah, that makes sense.
He's really insecure. I mean, I would too, but his character is very insecure about that time. Even his friend, I forget the dude's name. I wish I could remember his name. Not Derek, who's with Amanda Seale's character, but the other friend that's just so
I forgot his name too. It's not like Charles. Chad.
Yeah. In the car, when they were riding the car together, he was like, I mean, you was a bum. Like, his own friend said it. So it's kind of like, yeah, I would feel some type of way. Like, no, never let that, don't let that slip out. Okay. What do you think? I'm sorry, I don't know if you got the question, but
yeah, what's the question?
Yeah, so basically, on Twitter, it has sparked some controversy. The scene where Lawrence went to Issa's house and talked to her outside about, you know, not having conversations with Condola about him and just him wanting Condola to get to know him on her own without having any history, I guess, told to her about Lawrence. I was cool with it. I felt like he did it in a cool way. Twitter was like kind of back and forth. I wanted to know everyone's opinion on that.
Of how he approached the situation?
Yeah, because some people had a lot to say. People had different opinions on it.
Yeah, I guess I heard a little bit of what y'all saying, but I mean, there's some insecurity there. I mean, I personally will feel away. I mean, if my girlfriend is talking to my ex, I'm gonna feel away about that. I don't know what, like, because you're working on a new thing, you're working on a new relationship, and it's like you don't want your old baggage to be discussed, you know, because of your ex, and you know you're trying to build something. So yeah, it's like, and he didn't do it in a disrespectful way. I don't feel like, you know, he approached it the best way that he could. So you know, I feel like that was fine to me.
Yeah. Cool. One thing I wanted to bring up, since we are talking about Lawrence and Condola, I was kind of surprised that the writers did not incorporate it in the storyline, as far as, you know, Tiffany, who's supposed to be the girl, she knowingly hooked Condola and Lawrence up, right? Now, in her mind, she thought it was going to be a hookup. I think she broke all types of girl code. I don't know if the writers got lazy and just wanted to focus strictly on the demise of Molly and Issa, but I was just surprised didn't incorporate, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, none of the girls checked her. Like, no one, she got nothing. She just got away with it. And I thought it was like a super, you know, violation of girl code.
Okay. So
no one's talking about it. Like,
okay.
I don't know how people talked about it for 2 seconds. That was it.
I didn't know. I don't think it's really that messy. Okay. I don't think it's really that bad because, like, Condola and Issa, like, are not, they don't talk at all. Like, I mean, I don't know if Tiffany knew that they talked at all, you know, afterward. Because I feel like when, like, she saw them, she was like, oh, I didn't know you guys were, like, hanging out. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I feel like.
Oh, well, let me stop you there. She knew, because remember.
Okay, now.
What was I gonna say? Oh gosh, I lost. Tiffany linked up Condola and Issa because Tiffany knew what Issa was trying to accomplish.
Oh, yeah.
Them up, like, Condola does this. Issa, you want to do this? Y'all work together, or like help each other. You know, so she brought them together on a business front too.
Yeah, I feel like that's righty. I feel like she should just give her a heads up. Like, hey, sis, the person I hooked you up with, she's also, like, dating your ex for, like, 5 years. I feel like that's just, like, a simple, like, a heads up.
Yeah.
Like, it's not. It's like a simple heads up of, hey, this is what's happening.
Yeah, I feel like
just
she was being.
So she won't be ambushed. So, like, how she was ambushed. Like, she was slick ambushed. Like, oh, you dated my ex? Okay. Like,
right.
I mean. So she wouldn't be ambushed. Not to say that, like, oh, it was wrong that you did that. It was just like, hey, a simple conversation.
Yeah.
In my opinion, that's not her friend. Simply put, that's not your friend. But I don't really feel like, even based off of what I see with them, like, Issa, Molly is your friend. The other two girls, or Molly has been your friend, but the other two girls are, like, kind of like, we not besties. You know what I'm saying? There's no you can tell ain't no loyalty between that. Like, what's Tiffany and who else?
Kelly.
Yeah, you can tell not like y'all are a circle, but you can tell who's loyal to who within the circle.
Right.
Yeah.
So I feel like, no, regardless of, that's not something that I do. Like, I'm not going to put you on with my girlfriend's ex. It's just nah. I'd rather not. I just rather not.
Yeah. I wouldn't really consider the person a friend either. You bring up a good point. With the writing of the show since season 1, you're right. It's like they've been a girl group of friends, whatever, and then Tiffany and Kelly are BFFs.
Yeah,
Issa and Molly are BFFs. I mean, to me, I think friends. Everyone knows there's levels to friendships.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, no tea. There's levels to friendships, but I don't know.
I do remember her. I think it was at the end of the second season. When Issa, or might have been whenever Issa saw Lawrence at the gas station, in the car, basically saying like, and she was like, things are different between us.
Right.
Like for me, that stood out as like, well, bitch, you ain't my fucking friend. Right. Like, because I don't even know where, I don't even recall like where that even came from with her. Like it was just, she was just like, things are different. I guess because she was pregnant or whatever, but.
That's why my whole thing is like, I don't think they're that, like, if it was Molly that did that, it would be crazy. But I feel like for her and Tiffany, I just feel like it's so like, Tiffany runs in like a whole different circle, like besides like outside of them. And Chad, is it not Chad, but Derek, is it Derek? Derek and like Lawrence hang out. So that's like a whole nother, you know what I'm saying? A whole nother segment of friendship. So I get where she was coming from, because it's like, not only is Issa my girl, but Lawrence is my friend, and also my husband is like best friends with Lawrence. You know what I'm saying? So I get that kind of like, or you just like kind of putting him on, but I just feel like her and Issa have just not. They have never really been
that.
Like, friends, because like the whole situation with the baby shower last season, and then like wanting to come and set up, but she's like, I don't need you hoes to come help me set up. I got my other friends. So I feel like this season, this is the most I've seen of their friendship in like the whole series. Because don't you remember, even on the first season, when Issa had just broken up, or second season, when Issa had just broken up with Lawrence, and they had just broken up, and like Lawrence was still invited to the dinner, like her birthday dinner. And that's when Lawrence had brought that random girl, you know, so I feel like their friendship has not been like their friendship has not been super strong. So it's just like, that's why I just feel like she should just have told her, not even on the friendship part, but strictly on the basis that you knew that you introduced me to this girl and I'm like hanging out with this girl. That's the main thing. So I don't fuck around and say something stupid, you know? So
right.
Yeah.
Excellent points.
Yeah. Her and Tiffany have never been, Tiffany ain't loyal. I mean, she's loyal to her husband, but but I mean,
some excellent points. Y'all right. I forgot about one scene.
You know, can I be honest? I really didn't feel like what's her name again? What's Amanda Seales' character again?
Tiffany.
I never really felt like she was anybody's friend, to be honest. She's one of those people that's like, I have friends just to show off, in a sense, like, or I have friends just to kind of make myself feel better about myself, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
I don't really feel like especially the dynamic that she has with Issa. I don't see it there. Like Zenobia said, I don't think they're friends, like for real, because she's just kind of there, and then she's just really petty and snarky. And I don't.
Conceited, selfish.
Yeah,
she's loyal to her husband. She's loyal to her husband. That's why I said she's loyal to her husband.
Yeah, she's loyal to her husband, but her friends are just there. Her friends are like accessories, in a sense.
Yeah.
So
she's loyal to her husband. So
which is cool.
That's fine. But
it's like, makes sense. I mean, she's married, so that's fine. Right. Like that makes sense. But the way that she kind of treated Kelly last season was trash, you know, with the whole baby shower thing. And she basically broke up with her as a best friend, is like, well, you don't got no kids, so bye.
And who does that? I feel like who does that? If y'all are genuine friends and have a history of friendship, who does it? because you have a child, we can't be friends no more. Like, what the fuck is you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's not like Kelly was even doing anything like, I mean, from what we can see, like, it was regular. Like, I mean, you're the same. I mean, I don't know. But I just, yeah. She's loyal to her husband. And to the life that she's built, like, which you are supposed to be. But, I mean, as you can see now in the future episodes, she ain't rocking with that so much no more. So, probably.
Right.
So, we shall see.
All right. Some good points y'all made. Ooh, let's see. Another loaded question. What are your thoughts on Molly and Issa? And the friction they are having.
Man.
Very loaded question. There's a lot of layers to it. Oh.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot. I guess I'll start. Because it's a lot. I think so. Some people have a point of, you know, they're outgrowing each other. I don't know if I feel that way. I kind of feel it's more they're evolving, and as they've had such a long-term friendship, when one evolves, it's like a process. And because they know so much of each other, it's almost like they're both judging each other without giving each other the doubt. You know what I mean? Several examples. Two in particular, the assuming and the judgment. Issa is judging Molly because of, you know, her history of failed relationships and the things that Molly does. Molly's judging Issa for the history of failed attempts and things of that nature. You get what I'm saying? There's been a lot of assumptions and judgments on both ends. And I think that's what it's at. You know what I mean? Versus like outgrowing each other. I just think they both have to be fair to each other. I guess, and kind of just give each other a little bit benefit of the doubt when it comes to certain things. And actually have some communication. What do y'all think?
Let me take a sip. Another sip. It's
loaded.
Listen, like,
I need some.
Watching last week's episode was stressful. Like, I was like, these hoes for the fight. Like,
I would have not put my ass out because first of all, it's a time and a place for everything.
I felt it. I felt like Issa was about to throw that first punch. You know how you feel the tension when somebody about to fight. Like, you felt that through the screen.
Yeah, you definitely felt that. But like, okay, so I think Liz, you and I had talked about it last week or week before last, and I feel like to the point that you were making, ultimately, Issa is on her own shit.
Yeah.
And Molly, it just looks like you feel a type of way about that.
Right.
She has other things going on that she really doesn't consult with you about.
Right.
Like she used to all the time. And I just feel like Molly maybe she just feels lost in the sauce. I don't know. But then I also agree, y'all need to communicate, because when they were at the grocery store, y'all could have went to the car and had that conversation.
Right. What do you need to have? Like, you can't have the conversation right there. It didn't need to, like.
To me, they already addressed the elephant in the room. I feel like if I'm with a friend and we've already addressed, like, hey, we've been kind of weird lately. We're gonna try right there. Like, why would you wait? And then Thanksgiving Day is a holiday.
I do think Issa was fucked up for not going to her people's house, because if you say you're gonna go somewhere, then that's where you should be. Especially, you know, based off of y'all friendship, y'all dynamic, you should have definitely went to her house. That was messed up. But I'm still team Issa. I don't really fuck with Molly like that.
Yeah, at all. I just feel like Molly's and Issa's dynamic has just changed so much because, again, all the seasons before, you can see Molly is serious about her job of being a lawyer. You know, she left that place because they weren't paying her enough. She went to the black firm. You know, she's a shark at work. So she's like a shark. You know, she almost missed the whole Coachella thing because she was working. You know, Issa has never been like that.
Yeah.
So I feel like the roles have kind of reversed, you know, now that Molly is like, okay, fuck work because I need a man, you know, so let me close my computer and focus on, you know, my relationship or whatever. And I feel like it's kind of like they're just like on different, like it's kind of the reverse for both of them. And I just feel like Molly has not handled it well, especially the fact of like, oh, funny. Wow.
Not the
hope.
Not the hope.
We'll keep the conversation going.
Okay. We'll wait for our hope return. But I just feel like you know, like, you know, somebody's up, somebody's down. But I just feel like Molly always was like, even in that whole situation of when they were in the grocery store, oh, you're back, welcome back. But when they were in the grocery store, I think the simple thing about like classism, especially in African American culture, was just Molly picking up them avocados that were $3.99 and she got 12 of them. And Issa was like, what? You know, I mean, you're going to get 12? Like, you need 12? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like that whole, like, you know, that whole dynamic is just different and changed. Yeah. And I just like she is just not used to it. And she can't really handle like Issa now rising to the top. And then Molly has made some really crazy comments. Like from when they had that when they had the little party in like the little patio area, and she told her dude like, oh, it's about to be ghetto or whatever. Essentially,
that was uncalled for.
That was a wild comment. Like, I can imagine going to one of my friends' events and beforehand being like, "Oh yeah, this shit about to be trash." Like, why would I say that? And then why would I say that out loud? Like, why would I say that out loud? And then on top of this is not one of your friends. This is your best friend. Like, what are you doing here? I'm not throwing shade at my best friend. Like, that's dumb. Then the next part was that even the morning of when she's getting dressed, she's like, I don't even want to go like that. It's like, what are you guys doing?
But I don't know if she's saying that for the guy,
right?
Or like, I don't know. I just
to impress him. Yeah.
So she's dead wrong for saying that. I don't know. I think you mean when she was getting ready for the block party last week, and she was like, I don't want to go. She was being nasty. I think it was because I don't know, several reasons really, but I think it's just awkwardness because she and Issa never had that conversation. So I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird. You bring a good point, and I forgot about that comment she said in the car to Andrew. That was crazy.
Yeah, she said that comment. She sent the comment like the morning of. I mean, even when she was there at the event in her Power Rangers outfit, talking about she was sitting there talking about oh, this is really nice. No, but this is really nice. Like, what did you expect?
Like, she couldn't believe it. She couldn't believe
why did
you accomplish that.
Like, why do you think so low of your friends? Like, it's I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like, again, it just reminds me of like the concept of whether you have friends that are like roots or they're just like branches or leaves, something like that. Basically saying, are they for a season or for their lifetime or whatever? And it's just like, now Issa is growing and evolving, and you're used to her being in a somewhat inferior, standpoint in your life, and I feel like that's rubbing Molly the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? And so she's not processing it the right way, and it's just coming out in all the wrong ways in her, making those shady comments, and that's also compounded by, some of the flack that Issa's doing, and, not being there for her, or like as soon as you call her, you just start blabbing on what she got going on instead of asking. It's not all on Molly's.
I was going to get to that. I was going to get to that.
But it adds to it. It adds to it, and but I would say it's more of Molly's fault, because again, this is supposed to be your best friend that's grown and it's evolving, and you're not taking it as serious because for whatever reason or whatever. Like, and this, started from like the end of last season, when she felt like she could just talk. I mean, what's dude name that ghosted?
Nathan.
Yeah, where she felt like she could just speak for Issa. Like I thought that was wild.
That was wild. That was wild.
Yeah, like
crazy.
It's just crazy. I mean, you know, I think if anything, I mean, Issa's growing, Molly isn't. You know, and yeah.
I gotta interject on that one. So
yeah.
when it comes to Molly and Issa, I am Team Issa. I feel like overall from season 1 to season 4, Molly has aggravated me the most. Now Issa is not perfect. Issa has her flaws, but I just can tolerate her more. I don't know what it's with Molly. It's I don't know a lot. But dang it, I lost my point. Let's just say Issa's made mistakes too. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I'm trying to think of a couple right now. Okay. When it comes to the whole her asking Molly for the favor with Andrew, I feel different ways about it. On one hand, I'm like, okay, that's your best friend of how many years? You know what I mean? No big deal. I'm also acknowledging the fact that she's dodged her several times for a conversation. They never, you know, it's a big elephant in the room. They haven't really addressed it. I'm calling you, asking for a favor. Not only that, she kind of dismissed Molly. So Molly, you know, when Molly picked up, she looked relieved. When I got to talk, she was like, okay, you know, girl, today's been crazy. Like she was thinking they were going to have their normal conversation, right? And daily that they used to do.
Right.
But Issa did what I hate. She did that old like, yeah, okay, that's cool. Yeah, so I got a favor that like she dismissed Molly, and I felt bad for Molly in that moment.
Right.
Now, Molly then, I don't know how I feel about it. When she then told Issa she would do the favor, but then called her later and said, yeah, no, I'm not going to do it. What do y'all think about that?
You know, honestly, initially, it's like, okay, I get it. Because let me tell you why. Because the biggest thing with Molly has been her relationships. And she's like wanting to do well. And, you know, I get her side of things of wanting to protect her relationship. And that's why she's like reneging and saying, yeah, I'm not going to do this because I don't want to make it, you know, for whatever. But it's bad in part that this is Issa's like big break. You know, she's been working so hard, and it's just like she's supported Molly through all her work stuff or whatever. And it's like, okay, I just need this one thing. And it's like, now you can't do it. And it just so happens that it's at a stage in Molly's life that she just doesn't feel comfortable doing that. But it's tough because like I really see both sides, because it's like Issa's not wrong in asking her. The way that she asked her kind of compounded, you know, Molly's final decision to say, no, I'm not going to do this, because she's already feeling the way about Issa, about how things are going. And then when she calls for the favor, she just goes straight to the favor, don't even ask how Molly is doing. So that's all playing a factor in her mind to finally say, no, I'm not doing this because I'm already not feeling you, and I'm trying to focus on my relationship. So in a sense, Molly and Issa are being selfish for their own reasons. So
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
I definitely, because like Demi was saying, I see both sides of it. So I don't know who's right and who's wrong in that situation. I don't know, because I don't really understand Molly's reasoning as to why she wasn't. I really feel like she just wanted to be an asshole. That's really how I feel, because I just feel like all your relationships are a joke. Not to say this one isn't, and I'm saying I want this to be a good relationship for you, but Molly, like, I don't know,
bitch. Your track record, honey, ain't.
Yeah, that's a good point, because it's like even before that favor, it's like you done did some shit to almost sabotage this relationship.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, It's weird.
It's just weird.
Okay. So I see both sides, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the side I see, okay, from Molly's side is that the fact that even when Molly had called her or when they were on the phone and she was telling her that School Q had canceled, Molly in her lawyer mindset was like, well, what did you do to get him to cancel? Like, what was going on? Like in the contract, you guys have a contract. Why would he fulfill his end of the contract? Like, did you not do something? She's like, oh, she don't know that he just canceled. And it's just like, I can see Molly's perspective, like, okay, are you not handling your business right? Like, why aren't you figuring out a way that he can uphold his side of the contract? So I get that part. The second part is that came to the event, you saw the event was good, even though you decided that you didn't want to hook her up I'm gonna say that she didn't want to hook her up based off like she didn't know how well Issa was handling her business. You came here, you saw the event was great. I don't see what the problem is because you don't own Andrew, right? Issa's last fling with Nathan, she is best friend with, he is best friends with Andrew or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I feel like when someone asks you a favor, like if I'm asking Zenobia to ask Monique for me, right? Zenobia is like the middle person, right? So if something dumb happens, it's going to kind of fall back on Zenobia and on me. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if she asked another way, this has nothing to do with you. Like, you didn't refer me. Molly, you weren't the connecting link. If it turns out trash, Andrew can look at Nathan and be like, "Why'd you hook me up this raggedy ass bitch?" You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But so that's my whole thing is that like you don't own him, and I felt like the whole point of her doing that was like dangling like a carrot over Issa's face, like saying that like in their whole relationship of like Issa always quote unquote needing things that like, bro, like no, you ain't gonna have a good show. It's just like why?
Yeah, it was like, her blow up was more. It was thinking about it more. Her blow up was more of. It was just a boiling point. It really wasn't that because the shit is trivial because the event happened. It was successful. Right. Still mad and. I think that's more so for the fact that she had to confront Issa right then and there. She didn't wait or nothing. Like that was just a boiling point because she really felt like, oh, this just messed up my relationship. And Andrew was like, what are you talking about? Like, it's fine. Like, yeah, Molly's blow up was just a buildup of everything. And that was just a tipping point. It really wasn't that actual whatever.
Because for me as a viewer, I genuinely was confused. I was like, why did she say no? My only thing was she said no because she thought that Issa would probably fail or mess something up. And she didn't want it to blow back on Andrew, which I don't think that's right still. Like I didn't really get it. I'm asking, is that why she did it? Because she probably thought that Issa was gonna mess up something and she didn't want it to blow back on Andrew and then potentially mess up their situation. Cause you know what I mean? Like kind of what Liz was saying, the example that Liz was given. Like that's the only thing I could think of.
Now that you mentioned it, that's actually valid, but my first thought was that she so much wants this relationship to go well that she didn't want to look like she's using him or, oh, you just have me so your friends can use me. That was my thought. That was the only reason why I felt like she said no.
I didn't even think of it like that. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I get why she said no. I definitely get why she said no because of the Schoolboy Q thing and the questions that she was asking her was like, why did he cancel? Like,
got it.
You know, it's just like basically like if your car broke down and you're like, oh yeah, give me a new car, and they're gonna be like, so why did your car break down? Like, I'm not about to just give you something else when you haven't even figured out like what happened with the first one. Like, are you gonna do something that to this new car that's gonna affect what happened with the old car? You know what I'm saying? So,
but Liz, to your point, I think it's the history though. You get what I'm saying? It's the history of Molly witnessing a lot of failures, which I don't feel like you should judge people's failures. I don't know, but I just think it's again the history of Molly in her mind thinking Issa messes stuff up, or well, I don't know. Like, I just think that's how she thinks of Issa. Like we said earlier, like Molly's always been up here and Issa's always been kind of down here, and now that Issa's starting to like, you know,
Yeah. I still, at the end of the day, I mean, what her reasons were, I mean, could be valid, could not be valid. What was completely unvalid, disrespectful, if it was me, you would have been punched in the face, was her doing that at the event. Like, that's wild. Like, that's so crazy.
It was childlike. It was childlike.
It was really crazy. For you, like, having this full-blown conversation, like, about something that's, like, it's not like she slept with your man. Like, it's not even, like, this is some regular stuff.
Again,
like,
it was the buildup.
It was the buildup. I agree.
But Andrew also said it's fine. Like, Andrew was like, I mean, it's like email.
He was like email. Was nothing.
He was like, no, we want to talk about this. Like, what?
Yeah.
Stupid for me.
Too much. I have a question though, because this came up in the episode, and I don't know how I feel about it. So, with the whole Issa asking for the favor, Molly saying she's a user and running through the list of people that she's used from season 1 to now, is Issa a user or she's resourceful? Because on Twitter, people are like, some people were like, Issa is a user, and they started listing stuff from season 1 to now. And what's the other that she used to kick it with and slept on his couch last season?
Oh yeah.
Who?
I don't
know. The dark skin guy.
Yeah.
My whole thing is, if we, Daniel, if I'm being honest, the only thing that I really accuse Issa of in a man that was cheating on Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
Now in that situation, yes, she was definitely just being a user, and that was wrong. But nothing else really sticks out to me as far as her
being a user.
Yeah, she's been resourceful. I like that word.
I was like,
I feel like she moved out of Daniel's place like pretty. It's not like she stayed there. She moved out there pretty quickly and got her own place. And that's when she started like, I'm about to be on my own, you know, my own stuff, get my own apartment and everything. So I don't really see her as being a user, because like first season she was just given to Lawrence and trying to help him or whatever, and then second season she was still trying to figure that out, but it wasn't like she wasn't doing anything like extra.
Yeah,
I think she was pretty regular. So I don't understand like where Molly is like in her thought process of that, like Issa be using people, because she really doesn't, not to me.
Yeah,
I don't know. I was surprised at like people saying it. I was like, is she really a user though? You know what I mean? Like, I don't.
No.
What you think? No.
I don't see her as being a user. I just resourceful.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, I feel like what is our friend for? Or like, I mean, everybody uses their connections nowadays. Everything is everything.
Right.
So shoot, that's my best friend. Why not? Why would I not ask you? I don't.
Now, the way she about it, she could have done better, but I don't see a problem with her asking.
Yeah. Same here.
Yeah. Me either.
Same here.
Let's see. I just thought about this off the top of my head. I have to bring it up because I don't know. So the Thanksgiving episode when Issa was at the Mexican restaurant with her brother, which I loved. Like I think Liz said it earlier. I loved the scenes with her brother. Issa brought up that line that we as women, sorry, Dammy, this is for the ladies right now, that we have either experienced or have a friend that experienced it. Sorry. The line when Issa basically was like, she does have a problem with Condola and Lawrence, and she feels like when he was with me, it was this way, And now he's with her, and she's reaping all the benefits of all my hard work and time and efforts, and he's doing this and he's that whole still. That shit was triggering. And Twitter was lit up that night. Like the amount of women that I saw retweeting and just saying stuff, I was just like, damn, like, yeah. Felt that one.
But I feel like regardless of those feelings, because I feel like those are natural feelings as a woman. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I feel like men can feel the same way as well. Like that goes both ways in my opinion. But speaking from a woman's standpoint, I feel like that's a natural feeling to feel like I know I didn't groom this nigga for another bitch. Like, what's going on? So, but it's all a part of breaking up and moving on.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that shit sucks though.
It does.
It does suck.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
you'd be like, really?
It's like doing all your homework and turning in the test, and somebody else gets the praise. So,
yeah.
I get it.
I like that.
It's like, I mean, I would say before I would say that, but it does suck to have that happen to you and like to see it happen. It does suck, but that's relationships. So in relationships, you do give a lot. I mean, you give a lot of your time, your effort, your energy, and whether or not you like it, hopefully in some part of the relationship you may grow. Sometimes, like with Black women, we give more on a like tangible sort of level, you know, like a very tangible sort of level. Mm-hmm. So maybe it's not the same. I mean, I don't know. I get it, but then again, it's just like, I mean, you also had to grow up in the relationship as well. Like you took something from that relationship to make you a better person that you are today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like, it sucks, but then you just have to kind of buckle up, and that's like the risk that you take when you're in relationships. And then also, you don't ever like, it's similar to like, I mean, Dave Ramsey always says like, don't give something or don't let somebody borrow something that you're not willing to lose, you know? So like, that goes like, that's like a thing that goes with money, but you can say that in relationships as well. Like, if this person away, like, don't give somebody or, you know, so much of your, not so much of yourself, but because in relationships you give that, but don't give something that you'll be mad if you like walked away with it. You know what I'm saying? So, because I mean, you have no control over that anyway. So.
That makes sense.
Good point. Well, bitch, I was triggered. Okay.
Yeah, same. I was like, huh? Morris, you doing what?
Because Issa was like, he taking her out to lunch. He even did that for me. And I was like, wait a minute, sis. That means we got to step up our standard, okay?
Yeah, like don't think. When she said that, he didn't pay for lunch.
Okay, this is my thing. I feel like the only reason, Issa, that you even know who Lawrence is dating, know that he's even dating someone, is because you work with her. Because had you not known anything
out of sight, out of mind
about Lawrence,
like,
I can guarantee you wouldn't be thinking about Lawrence. It's out of sight, out of mind. Like that's literally what it is. So I feel like it's just not that big of a deal to me. You only saying that because you seeing this nigga and you know who he dating.
Yeah,
right.
Otherwise, you'd be like, he's not even a second thought. Like
because on the show, she had already went through the whole like after the breakup feelings and emotions. So that's already like kind of long gone.
Right.
So yeah, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just had the quote that popped up in my head and I forgot it. Damn, hold on. I just thought about something good. Well, since we're on the topic, do you guys think that Lawrence and Issa will get back together?
I think they're teasing it.
Yeah.
They're teasing it, but I don't think it's going to be, just from an entertainment standpoint, I don't think that makes for compelling content. My boy Lawrence has come a long way. This nigga got a job. No, and no disrespect to Issa, you know, she's come up too, but I don't see the benefit of them. Like, it's like been there, done that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't think they need to get back together. You know, they went through that. They both grown and did and doing big shit when they live now. They don't have to get back together. Just my opinion.
I don't think they'll get back together.
Okay.
But I feel like I feel like a man is not going to get back with a woman that cheats.
Oh,
good point.
I wasn't gonna say it, but there you go.
Woo, 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 woo.
Not okay. I'm not gonna say it's not, but 9 times out of 10, a man is not going to try to willingly work on a relationship, whatever, when it's the woman that was the wrongdoer.
Right.
When the roles reverse, that's different because we as women tend to whatever. I mean, I don't know what happens. I don't know. But
I don't know what happens.
I don't know what happens. I don't know. But I just feel like no.
I have to bring it up now. I have to get up now. Why? And I love that you were here. Damn you for this part. Why is that? What? I mean, that's a loaded question. I think it goes back to a lot. But why is it that if a woman cheats on a man, the man's like, all right, bye. Your stuff is out at the door. Pick it up. Goodbye.
Not pick it
up. When we get cheated on, it's like society like expects us to, well, do you want to work it out? Will you go to counseling? It's just like, it's so unfair. And I mean, it's always been that way from the beginning of time.
Yeah.
I hate it though. Like, I hate it.
Yeah, it's you know, if I can just speak for me, I don't want to be the token black man trying to speak for everybody else. I don't know for dudes, but if it's me, yeah, if why y'all do
I'm trying to hear
for me personally, yeah, I see it. I totally get it. And it's like, yeah, if a woman cheats, it's like, why would I want it? Because let's put it this way, because I personally feel like when men cheat, it's not like they're not satisfied with their woman. It's because of lust. It's because of ego. They're looking for an ego trip. They're just looking to fill that up. So 9 times out of 10, when a man cheats on his woman, he's not trying to cheat on his woman.
Mm-hmm.
I know it sounds crazy, but it just happens. But he's not really. And listen. Listen. Not look. Disclaimer: I don't cheat. Disclaimer, but I know how men think. I've been around. I'm just a messenger. I'm just a messenger. Okay.
I think it falls in the pussy. I don't know.
Listen. Let me finish. Now, on the reverse side though, because especially when it comes to black women, I personally think that women don't cheat at the rate that men do. And if they do cheat, there is some real emotional like quota, if I could say, that's missing, that a man is not feeling. And if I feel like if a woman can cheat on a man once, she can definitely do it again. And I think as a man's psyche, especially just the way our ego is set up and the way we think, that's not something you want to revisit with a woman, I feel like. And I just personally wouldn't want to go down that route either. I think, especially a black woman with a black man, I think it takes a lot for that woman to cheat on him. And if she does, there's some real reasons as to why she did so. So
yeah.
That's valid.
Yeah,
that's valid. Yeah, I think the part that you're saying about like the emotional quota not being met, you know, and that it's just kind of like maybe there's something wrong with like really you as a person, or really like the basis of our relationship.
Yeah.
Like something really, really wrong. So,
yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would want them to, I mean, just like for the arc of the show, I would love for them to get back together. But I feel like if they were to get back together, it has to be like on some like completely like new rules type of thing. You know what I'm saying? And they'll really have to like really communicate, and not just like half communicate with like these half-ass arguments, but like really, really communicate. Because there was a real breakdown, you know, from season 1 when she was talking to Daniel because he didn't have a job, and like she was feeling some type of way about like his work ethic or whatever, and just trying to find that, you know, that next person. So yeah, I agree with you, Dammy. Congrats.
I feel like, well, back to the men cheat thing. I feel like cheat. I think it's one reason or other. It's either they are unhappy in this situation, and I also feel like it's lust. Like I've seen it. I've seen both situations play out before. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think we as women get the whole emotional thing with. It's true, but I feel like men do it too sometimes. Mainly if they're unhappy.
It's not as often.
Mainly if they're unhappy. Huh?
Yeah, it happens, but you're right. It's not as often. I feel like when it does happen, it's on some like
it's mainly lust. Yeah.
Yeah, like you know, somebody at work. I mean, you only see like 10% of the good. You only see like 10% of her life, but you don't know what she do with the other 90%. So she may be listening to your problems and all this, and that make you feel the type of way that you just want to. But she can't do the other 90%, and you just, you know,
work wives and work husbands. It's a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing. So
sometimes it's just innocent, and other times,
yeah, because I really feel like, I mean, in general, like I see how people can just like how things can get like really, like, especially at work and stuff. People just be chit chatting. Okay, not me. I watch it from a distance. But, you know, people be like, you know, chit-chatting or whatever with people. And it's like, oh, yeah, let's go to lunch. It's like, oh, yeah, why don't you come? It's just like a lot of like, you know, back and forth. So I can see how that happens. But I feel like Issa, she really, and that whole thing went out her way. It wasn't even something that she met along the way. Like, I feel like she messaged him on Facebook. It was like she went out her way to like really pursue that situation, especially when she knew that she had feelings for him, you know? So.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We're almost done, guys. This has been fun though.
Mm-hmm.
The Condola and Lawrence breakup, which we didn't get to fully see, which is weird.
Mm-hmm.
Now all we can do is speculate, I guess. But I guess why do you think they broke up? Do you think they broke up like after that Thanksgiving episode? Like, you know how the camera just panned off? We didn't get that answer. Was that their breakup?
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like they didn't answer. I mean, I don't know if Lawrence answered at the end. Like, oh, would you still be together if she didn't cheat? I don't know if he answered or how he answered, but I'm sure so, because they're just not on the same wavelength in relationships or what they.
That's what it boils down.
Yeah, we're not on the same wavelength.
That's what it boils down to in any type of new and fresh relationship. Like if you're actively, it just depends. I feel like on where your mindset. If it's just a fling, then it's just a fling.
Right.
But if you both have kind of like made the, I guess, initiative to kind of get to know one another more, y'all need to have a conversation.
Right.
Because to be honest, sis is just getting out of a whole marriage.
Right.
I can see, of course, I don't want to be involved in nothing serious. Not serious to that point. Like, yeah, I like you. I like hanging out with you. But like, and Lawrence, you're looking for a wife, which is understandable.
Mm-hmm.
But it just boils down to, we're just not on the same wavelength at the moment.
Yep.
So either we're going to keep this going and hope for the best, or we just not going to waste one another's time. And I think they're just not going to waste one another's time, but we'll see.
Yep.
Right.
I feel like Condola was giving mixed signals though. Because I felt like, is it when he first addressed her in the kitchen was like, am I just your F buddy? She's like, no, of course not. It's like, but I don't, even me as a viewer, I'm confused. Do you just want an F buddy or do you want like a boyfriend? Or
but
like
I feel like you can like somebody and enjoy their company and go on dates without it being a title.
Right. Like I feel like I don't feel like there's like a super need to like define the relationship. Because if we start from the beginning of the episode, right? The very beginning when they was laying in bed, she has come over to his house. She didn't even invite him initially to the event, right?
Yeah.
He was the one that took it upon himself.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna pull up. Okay. Yeah. So if we're talking about like who's competing or not, I would say that Lawrence is taking it upon himself to take this deeper than it actually is without having a conversation. Number one, you can't be talking about having you want to, be in a serious relationship with somebody and you don't even know about their past relationship. Like, you don't know like how they broke up. You don't know what happened. And, all that baggage that comes with it. You can't jump into a new relationship without even, not to say that you need to know everything, but you need to know like, oh, what was your last relationship? What happened with that? What'd you learn from that? Like those simple, basic questions. You need to know that. Yeah. So really, I don't think it was anything out of control. Like, I feel like, it's kind of weird because it's usually like the girl that would be super pressed and the guy that wouldn't be. So I do like that. I love because Insecure they always just do something different. But the fact that they just showed that the girl was not pressed. No, I'm not pressed to be, yeah, you're a catch, but I'm not. No, I'm good.
Yeah.
And I appreciate her honesty. Honestly, I'm fine with that. Like, girl, do you?
Yeah. The thing is, though, she wasn't honest.
No, but he never asked.
Pull it out of her.
No, he never asked. It was. I don't think he ever like blatantly like asked. Like it wasn't until the friend had brought that up. Right. It wasn't until the friend had brought that up that like he was like, oh, so you don't want to get married? She's like, no, or
I'll say this. They were both wrong in the fact that neither of them communicated what they wanted. They didn't. They both kind of was assumptions and just going with the flow. They didn't have that conversation. I mean, I think it's dumb that they broke up. I feel like they could have just talked about it and then just. I mean, I don't know.
No. I think it makes 1,000% that they wanted to communicate because I just feel like there's too many times that you see like a girl or that's wants something more from a guy that does not. And he said up front, no, I don't want to get married. And you're still like running after that. It's like, what? He literally just said, she said she doesn't want to get married. Like she don't see herself getting married. It's not on you to like try to change her. Like that's like what makes us fucked up in the head that we think that we can try to change people. Like she literally said that she don't want to get married. So if you want to get married, this is not gonna work. So
it's a cautionary tale of why you need to discuss things with people before you're in a relationship. Like this got to be day one, date one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and
sorry, y'all. My Wi-Fi messed up. I'm what y'all just said. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
we lost the host again. What are you guys watching?
Girl, we need to wrap this up. I need to cook my dinner.
Same.
Yeah.
I'm missing the Jordan duck.
Oh wow, yeah, Jordan was a 9.
Back. I'm here. I don't even know what y'all said. What's the last part? Who was talking? I don't even know.
I can't remember what I said. I can't remember what I said.
What did you think, Danny?
I just said it's a cautionary tale of like why they should be discussed before you get in a relationship. I mean, you see it over and over again, 90 Day Fiance. Like these folks is rushing to get married and don't talk about nothing.
Oh Lord.
A true classic show, 90 Day Fiance.
Right. Yeah, they don't discuss none of the important things, and it's like right when they're trying to get married, it's just like, oh, you don't want to have kids? Oh, you like to do this? Oh, you want to actually live here? It's like, how are y'all not discussing this when y'all chatting online? I don't get it, but
And see, it was still really new. I just, you know what I mean? It was super new. Like, like the conversations just come up. You know what I mean? Like, it should, at least.
I feel like it was new. It was regular. Lawrence took it upon himself to invite him to that Thanksgiving situation and take it to, and then also Lawrence took it upon himself to say that he wanted to fix her sink and do all this extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like all this extra stuff of boyfriend kind of whatever situation that he didn't need to, but he took it upon himself. She didn't ask him to do that. And if he's doing that, and then I just feel like I don't feel like Condola was in the wrong at all. Like barely.
Now I'm sorry.
No.
She was mad rude when she said to him, well, you invited yourself. I was like, bitch, hold on now.
He did. He told himself. He did.
Hey, okay, let's break this down because I need to know. Let's go down. I'm asking. Let's break this down for a second. Like, damn it. And I actually spoke about this in my YouTube video for that episode. What was I gonna say? He started off by saying, like, I guess, wasn't he inviting her to something? Because he addressed the fact that, like, they don't really have family here and was asking her, like, if he wanted to join, blah, blah, blah. And then she was like, no, I'm actually doing a Friendsgiving, da, 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 da. And then he said, oh, cool. Do you want me to come? Listen, we are very smart. That girl could have came up and said, well, you know, it's actually like a real intimate thing with my girlfriend. Like, she could have. There's nice ways to do it, y'all.
That's absolutely true. But I feel like she wanted him to come. She just didn't know whether it was okay. Like if they were at a point in their whatever they're doing to ask him. So since he brought it up, she was like, "Oh,
that's fine." What I'm trying to say is, to me, it wasn't justified for her to be like, "Well, you invited yourself." Because to me, like he said, "Do you want me to come?" You know, from a guy, I'm trying to think about this from all different points of views. Some guys, and Amy, you can step in on this. Some guys, to me, would probably be like, because see, it's all perspective, all about perspective. For some people, if the guy never said, "Oh, you want me to come through?" a girl could have took it as, I don't know. It's all perspective. To me, it's all about perspective. Like,
yeah, if I'm asking to come through, I'm actually like, it's because I'm trying to be there. I'm trying to come through.
Yeah, I'm trying to be nice. And some would appreciate the, you know what I'm saying? Like some girls would have appreciated the gesture of, you want me to come through? I guess she didn't appreciate the gesture, but my thing is, if he said that, I don't feel like he was wrong for asking, do you want me to come through? Her response, if she didn't want him to come through, she could have said, well, you know, it's actually gonna be a real intimate thing with some friends, so maybe I'll catch you later on in the night, right? For me, I just felt like she wasn't justified to be like, well, you invited yourself. I thought that was mad rude. Like,
okay, I get that. Okay.
It's like,
yeah, I mean, from the perspective, I would never invite myself to a function. Like, I would never, like, if you're gonna talk about like, oh, you're going out with your friends or whatever, I'd be like, oh, have fun. You know, I'm not gonna, because I would feel like super, like that's like something I'll be afraid of, like you to be like, oh, I didn't want you to be here anyways. Like, what? So I feel like Lawrence that was taken a little bit more seriously than he should have. Like I don't think Condola did anything that was really outlandish, and just saying that like, oh yeah, okay, sure, you can come. I mean, because it's not like a thing of like I hate him. Yeah, sure, he can come. He can come. My friends like that. Right. But in that beginning of a relationship, like everyone knows, like you're not about to be bringing that person around.
Yeah, it's not. You're not at that stage yet.
Like especially like a Friendsgiving. This is not even like a Friendsgiving is like, okay, that's
intimate. It's intimate.
Think about if you say, oh, I'm going to a Friendsgiving, my next thing is not like, oh, can I come through? It's like, no, you would invited me if you wanted me to come.
Yeah. I agree. I don't know. Shit, I just thought the bitch was rude at that. She didn't have to say that to him.
Yeah, she was a little off. I like Condola.
Since we're talking about Thanksgiving and invites, you know, Molly got upset with Issa when Molly asked Issa's opinion if she should invite Asian Bae to the crib for Thanksgiving with her folks. And Issa was like, girl, you don't want to be old Molly and scare him off. Like, what do you think? Because I thought agreeing with Issa, like, it's a little too soon to invite him over to your family's house for Thanksgiving. But then they wrote it where, like, when Molly went to her mom's house, whatever, her mom was like, oh, you should have invited him. So it's like, I think it was too soon, but what y'all think?
Sis is 30.
Huh?
Yeah. I said sis is 30 or 29 or something. Like, yeah. Yeah, bring him to your parents' house. Like, I don't know. It's just, I don't think it's that. If they're dating for a couple of months, I
felt like, okay, it might be cool to bring you to your bring whomever to your parents' house, but no, like for Thanksgiving, because that's extra family. It's one thing if it's just come over to my parents' house and meet my parents.
Yeah.
But like come over and meet my parents and my aunties and my uncles and my brothers. We're not doing all of that. Because I'm not about to go through introducing you.
Exactly.
And like, nah.
Yes.
And then next year they're gonna be like, oh, where's so and so? And then you gotta
right. It was like you said, it wasn't just
parents is one thing because they don't judge when you make your mistakes.
Right.
But family, they'll be like,
oh,
she somebody else.
Right. Yeah, I'm thinking about like, Thanksgiving is usually like a bigger event, like, you know. But I just feel like
her family was there, like her brothers and all of that.
Exactly. Yeah. The brothers' girlfriends. It was like other people were there. So I agree with Issa. Molly got in feelings about the situation, but I
feel like that's Molly. That's just Molly.
Always.
Yeah, right now in this stage.
Well, guys, I think we're coming to a close. I just want to just say thank you guys so much for doing this with me. I like really appreciate it from my heart. This is my first like YouTube live guest on, so without hesitation, you guys agreed to do it, and I really appreciate that for real.
Of course,
sure.
Really let us know when you post it.
Oh, of course, and I will actually bring you guys on probably close to the season. There's 5 more episodes. So we definitely should do this again.
Okay.
At the end of the season, for sure. Now, if you guys want to mention any of your social media handles, businesses, side hustles you got going on, just go ahead and do that now for the people. Okay.
You can follow me at For Show Delivers.
Can you spell that for the
what
people?
She said.
HISH.
Jenna, let them see that shirt.
Yes. A premier in Atlanta.
At For Show Delivers, all social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that.
You can always.
The camera broke up. You said food delivery, right?
Oh yeah, it's grocery delivery service, Metro Atlanta.
You can also follow me on
during this quarantine fiasco.
On my suspended Twitter account. I don't know why I'm suspended right now, but I'm suspended. Or you can follow me on the Instagram that I do not update. So,
did everybody hear Liz for me, or did
Liz in color?
Okay. I gotta make sure my Wi-Fi isn't messing up.
I was saying like mine is going in and out.
Yeah.
What about you? Social media handles?
Posh Dollars. POSHDOLLAZ. I blog style stuff. I don't know what kind of style stuff I'm gonna have because we're in quarantine, but I'm giving some nice natural hair vibes. So yeah.
Give me some comfy home vibes.
Comfy home.
Comfy home outfits. Give me some of that.
Yes.
I can buy my stuff at home for my man.
I can do that.
Be cute.
And what's the name of your
pajamas? That can be like,
The Posh Perspective. www.theposhperspective.com.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you guys so much for doing this. I love the conversation. Like, this was just dope. This is exactly what I wanted, and we delivered. So You guys are bomb. Thank you again.
All right.
Y'all stay out here.
All right, yo.
Take care. All right.
I'll be watching it. Talk to you guys later. See you guys on.
Bye.